attendance allowance, they're petrified of spending it because they think someone's going to come and take it back off them again. But they're not. Once you've got it, it's yours and it's up to you what you spend it on. Talk a wee bit about the carer's allowance as well. That is paid to the person who cares for the person who's getting either attendance allowance or disability living allowance at the middle or higher rate. So disability living allowance, attendance allowance are paid to the person who needs the care. Carer's allowance is paid to the person who provides the care. You have to be caring for the person for 35 hours a week, but there again, nobody asks you to give you, a written account of what hours you actually spend. You've got to be 16 or over, and you're not to be earning above a set amount, and that set amount at the moment is £95. And you also can't be in full-time education. But there again, I've had students who managed to get this because they only look at their periods of supervised study. And students now only seem to do about 15 hours a week supervised study. So if you've got a young person in the household and you're getting DLA or AA, it might be worthwhile checking to see if they can claim carer's allowance. It can impact on the means-tested benefits of the disabled person. So again, it's a slight quirk. There's something called the severe disability premium that isn't paid if someone's claiming the carer's allowance, but that's where you need the specialist advice. Right, this is where I need the help of my able assistant, my glamorous assistant. Here she comes. Hang on, don't go too fast. Right, keep going, keep going. I'm sure a lot of you have struggled with these lovely forms. That's a disability living allowance form. And once you've filled in one side, you've got to fill in the other side. So the thing is, get advice. There are people out there to help you with the advice. You can either find out if there's a welfare rights service for your local authority, or if you can't, if there isn't, and not all local authorities do have welfare rights services, unfortunately, go to Citizens Advice Bureau. They'll make sure that you get the advice that you need. But don't delay. It can't be backdated. And the number of times we come across people who say, well, I've been this way for years. Get advice. I also have to say, if you are doing any claims, Angela writes fantastic letters of support, which then gets Professor Turnbull to sign. So when you're putting in your claim, make sure you've got that specialist letter of support, because it can make a difference. These are the people who know how mitochondrial disease affects you. Your GP may not be the person who knows best. So make sure when you're doing a claim, you get a letter of support to go in. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. I have been wondering what I've been signing all these years.
It's Angela's pay rise, did you not know?
I just said there were checks. What I want to kind of is it's really about getting access to the specialist information. Obviously, most places there'll be a Citizens Advice Bureau in the telephone book. Is that right?
Yes.
And what about the welfare rights service? How do people find, it's fine if they come to the clinic and they're seeing you, but how do they have access to the welfare rights?
Welfare rights services are normally run by the local authority. So if you look up your borough council, city council, we don't have county councils anymore, but they are there. If in doubt, ring adult services, social services as was, and say, do they have specialist welfare rights officers, and they should be able to do a referral for you.
And will they actually help you fill in the form?
Oh yes, oh yes. And it's important that you get that help filling in forms. I mean, for instance, when I talked about if you're virtually unable to walk, they mean about 30 yards. Well, you might think to yourself, well, I struggle on a really good day, I can probably manage about 100 yards. And you put 100 yards down, you won't get the benefit. What you need to be saying is, how am I at my worst? What does it mean? How can I walk? What impact do I get out of breath? Do I get absolutely shattered? Do I fall over? So all these things you need to get advice about the words to put on your claim form.
Okay. Right, has anybody got any specific questions? I would suggest that there's a lot of generic questions that you might want to just catch Rosemary afterwards, but if anybody's got any points they just want to raise now.
Yes?
Would I be able to claim to have filling in my walls because I'm so cold in winter? We have central heating, but you've got to turn it up really high.
Okay. Can I just repeat the question, because I know that some people at the back can't hear. It's a question about getting support for actual things like filling in walls because of heating and problems like that. So just...
if you're in an authority that's got a warm zone, you can get in touch with the warm zone and they'll come out and do a full assessment. So they would do things like your loft insulation, they would also do cavity wall insulation. And if you're in receipt of certain benefits or over a certain age, it's all done free. So again, if you're not, first of all, try and find out, can I ask where you live?
Well, in Lancashire.
Lancashire. I'm not sure how many, if there's warm zones over in Lancashire.
At the moment, it's free.
Yeah.
Over 70.
Yeah. But it's probably also free if you receive certain benefits. You don't? No. Well, yes. So I think possibly, though, first of all, you need a benefit check to see if there are some benefits you should be claiming. And then certainly, if you get to Warm Zone or Warm Front, is the other national organisation. Warm Front, again, advertise quite widely, and they do a telephone assessment of you. The Warm Zone people normally send people out to see you, to help you claim benefits, but also to see what else other help they can give you.
Is that one actually means tested as well?
So
warm zone and warm front. If you're on certain benefits, so if you're getting any disability living allowance, it's free. Or if you're over a certain age, it's free. So
regardless of what your partner would need.
Yeah.
Okay, I think for the sake of letting everybody get home at a reasonable time, we'd better just swap over.